it is very important. It is very important for all of you to watch these paper discussions, because you see in the January also, if you see across all the shifts, some of the concepts, some of the question models, they are actually being asked again and again, again and again. So they were repeated. Now here also in the April attempt, it will happen in the same way. The April attempt questions, session 1, shift 1, shift 2, all of them you will find that in the upcoming days, they will also get repeated. So today is 2nd of April, the next will be on the 4th of April. Be prepared. All those students who have the exam on 4th of April, please see the lectures which we are conducting. Please see the questions that we are taking. Our team is really working hard. They're standing outside the centers, collecting the questions for you guys. Now it's your responsibility to take the help of these questions and perform better in your JEE attempt. All right. So let's go ahead with the physics. How did you find the physics paper? Easy, moderate, moderate but lengthy, difficult, very difficult. Options are same. Just you have to type in the numbers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as per your understanding. And this is difficult portion is 17%, moderate 33, and easy is 50. The same works for the chemistry also, guys. You can see this pie chart 37. This time the moderate portion is too much in the chemistry. Difficult is also there, too much in the chemistry. That is why it is consuming more than 40 minutes of time in actually attempting the entire chemistry paper, guys. Now let's have a discussion over the question. Guys, be ready. This is the first question in front of you. I am starting with the math question initially. All right. So be ready with this. All right. So sir, I'm not able to see the chats of the students. Student, can you say hi in the chat? Can we start? Are you ready? Say yes or no in the chat. Sir, can you remove this poll? Yeah, can you say yes or no in the chat? Are you ready for that? All right. So yes, my dear student, let's start with this question. They have said that you have to find the sum of these terms up till 8 terms. So it will be better if you find the nth term first of all. So what will be the nth term? If you go for the nth term, so it will be 1 cube, then 2 cube, in 3 cube, and then it is going till n cube in the numerator in the nth term. Because see, the term number 1 has 1 term, the term number 2 has 2 terms, the term number 3 has 3 terms, and for the nth term, the terms number will be having n terms. However, if you see in the denominator, it is 1, then 1 plus 3, and here it is 1 plus 3 plus 5. Do you know, whenever, my dear students, you have the sum of the odd natural numbers. So directly you can learn this thing, that the sum of odd n natural numbers will be n square. So that will be directly n square. Are you able to understand? I can write, if you want to write me the complete step, I can write here. See, for the n, it will be 1 plus 3, then it will be 5, and it goes on till 2n minus 1. So this is the nth term that we have in front of you guys. Now this is the nth term that we have, numerator and denominator. Now if you simplify the numerator, this is the formula n into n plus 1 upon 2 whole square. And here also the sum of all the odd natural numbers, n odd natural numbers, so those will be n square. N square and n square got cancel, guys. You're having 1 by 4 n square plus 2n and then plus 1. Now my dear students, this is the nth term that we got in front of you. Are you all able to understand up till here? Is that sorted? Now once you're able to understand this, you have to find the Sn. But if you have to find Sn, what you will do? You will just take the summation now. So the Sn will be the summation of An. Very good, very good. See, Yashwant, he has given the answer 71. Very good, very good. All right. So here sum of n terms will be summation of An. So that will be 1 by 4 will be taken outside, and you are left with the summation of n square, then it is 2n, and then it is 1. You apply the individual summation. Summation of n square, you know, it is n into n plus 1, 2n plus 1 over 6. Do you know summation of 2n? So it will be 2 times n into n plus 1 upon 2. And do you know summation of 1? So that will be n. So this is Sn, bache. Now you have to substitute the value of n as 8. That's it, because they're asking you to get the sum up till the 8 terms. So you just substitute the value of n as 8 over here. If you do that, you will be able to have 1 by 4 outside. Here, my dear students, 8 you will have, then you will have 9. Then twice of 8, 16 plus 1, 17, divide by 6. Then, my dear students, this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. It will be 8 into 9. And my dear students, this is 8. Now, if you want to take this 4 inside, you can easily take this 4 inside. It will be twice into 9 into 17 divided by 6. And then my dear students, it will be twice into 9 because I divided by 4. And then my dear students, it will be 2 only. So here 2 3s are 6 I have, and then 3 3s are 9 I have. So I will have 51, then I will have 18, then I will have 2. So my dear students, I will be able to get the answer as 71. So guys, are you all able to understand how to attempt these type of the question? Very easy question. I would say this is very easy. Be selective in choosing these type of the questions in the round 1. Whenever these questions are being met in the question paper, so definitely you have to choose them first of all in the round 1. Let's go ahead with the next question. Can you see that this is a question belonging to integration where 0 to 20 pi is given to you? And bache, they are saying that sin x raised to the power 4 plus cos x raised to the power 4 is given to you. Check the periodicity of this function. Do you think that, my dear students, if you see here, about the pi also, they are periodic, about pi by 2 also. Let's say if sin 90 plus x and here also cos 90 plus x you dial. So you will be able to see they are periodic about 90 also. So what you can do as a integration, so basically it is 40 times pi by 2 bache. 40 times pi by 2, here it is sin x power 4 and here it is cos x power 4. Even if you have taken the period, let's say pi, 20 times pi if you have written, then also it will be fine. But I am taking a smallest period, that is pi by 2, because about pi also this function will repeat, about pi by 2 because the smallest will be the considered as a period over here. About pi by 2 also this function will repeat. Sin gets converted to cos, cos gets converted to sin because they are with the power 4. So bache, here it will be 40 times 0 to pi by 2. And then we have sin x power 4 and then cos x power 4. Is that clear to you guys? Are you able to understand? Once you are able to understand, my dear students, then after this what we can do? See, I know that sin square plus cos square is equals to 1, and if you square both the sides, you will have the value of sin power 4 plus cos power 4. So you will be able to write here 1 minus 2 sin square cos square. 1 minus 2 sin square cos square. Are you able to understand how I attempted this step? 0 to pi by 2 and it is 40. Is it clear to you? Now bache, sin x cos x is there. So sin x, the product of sin x cos x, can you convert into a form of sin 2x? Yes, easily we can convert it. So it will be sin 2x upon 2 over here, but there is a whole square. So that is why it will become sin square 2x divided by 4. Are you able to understand this? Is it clear to everyone? Now this 40 and then 0 to pi by 2 will remain same in every step. I hope this is also clear to everyone. Now bache, what you have to do, you can cancel this 2 with this 4. So here it will be 2 only. And bache, I will be able to write 1 minus 1 by 4 and there will be 2 sin square theta. So 2 sin square theta can be written as 1 minus cos 2 theta. If you double 2x, you will have 4x. 1 minus cos 2 theta. Are you able to understand? All right. Now, bache, it's your responsibility to complete this question because I feel now it is very easy question. So 1 minus 1 by 4, so that will be 3 by 4. Minus into minus will become plus 1 by 4 and here you have cos 4x. Integrate them individually, apply the limits and take the product 40. 3 by 4 integration will be 3 by 4x. Cos 4x integration will become sin 4x divided by 4 and then apply the lower limit and upper limit. So upper limit minus lower limit and then multiply by 40. So this is very easy question, guys. Whenever these type of the questions comes in the examination, so you have to be very choosy, you have to be very selective while actually doing these questions in the round 1. Round 1, pick up only those questions which you think they will be like you will be able to attempt with 100% perfection, and that can be done within 2 minutes of the time frame or maximum 3 minutes of the time frame. So which are 100% sure shot that if you attempt them, you will be able to get the answer. Attempt those in round 1 because round 1 should have nearly 20 to 25 questions across all the paper, and round 1 should consume roughly around 40 minutes. In 40 minutes, if you are able to attempt 20 to 25 questions, so you'll have a lot of confidence. Let's say 100 marks is yours in the first 40 to 50 minutes. Now the remaining 2 hours, you have to gain one more 100. You have to chase one more 100 in the remaining 2/3 of the time. So that is the best strategy according to me that you have to apply. All right, so let's work on the next question, guys. We have the value of r from 3 to 30. and they have given some sum which is equals to MCR, and this is the value of M. So how will you be able to attempt this question, guys? Do you know this formula NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equals to N plus 1 CR? Do you know this question? All right. So what you will do here, guys, you have 30C, 30 minus R, and then 30C, 31 minus R. And actually I broke this 3 into 1 plus 2. So I have written 1 times 30C, 31 minus R, and 2 times same 30C, 31 minus R. Here also I broke this 3 into 2 plus 1. So 2 times 30C, 32 minus R, and then 1 time 30C, 32 minus R. Are you able to understand what I'm writing? How I am writing? Is this clear to you or not? See what I did? This is only one coefficient, so I have written as it is. This is only one coefficient, I have written as it is. But this 3, both of them are 3. I broke this 3 into 2 plus 1. So this is 1, this is 2. Here also this is 1, this is 2. Because this 2 is also multiplied with this, so 2 plus 1. Now, bache, we will apply this formula NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equals to N plus 1 CR. So do you believe that if I assume this to be, let's say my dear students, R. So don't you think that this should be R minus 1? What you say? So NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equals to N plus 1 CR. N plus 1 CR. In the same way, guys, here I have NCR, NCR minus 1. So it will be N plus 1 CR. In the same way, guys, among these two, N plus 1 CR. Now here also the 2 coefficient is there. So I'll break it into 2 parts. So I will be writing 31C, 32 minus R. Then 31C, 32 minus R. And then 31C, 33 minus R. And here the first time I'm writing as it is 31C, 31 minus R. So bache, let's say here it is NCR. Sorry, if you assume this to be R, so obviously this will be R minus 1. So obviously here NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equals to N plus 1 CR. So 32 CR. And here also N plus 1 CR, so 32 CR. And again, if you assume this as R, this will become R minus 1, so 33 CR. And they have given, my dear students, this is MCR. Are you able to understand? All right. So, my dear students, here NCR and NCN minus R both are same, no? I can write the left hand side as 33CR also. And this is MCR. So, if you compare the upper limits over here, the superscripts, so M value will be 33 over here. So the answer to this question, my dear students, will be 33. Are you all able to understand how we attempted these questions? And guys, we are with the physics sir now. Aniruddha sir is here to discuss the physics portion. I hope you are very excited for the physics questions. Sir, how was the paper? How is your reviews related to the current paper as well as the paper that held in the morning?
Thank you, sir. So the current paper, the few questions that I've got so far, they are not very difficult. I will say they are a little above morning shift. Morning shift paper in physics was very easy, but this time it's slightly above. But we'll see as more questions come in.
Then only we'll have an idea.
So
all right,
stay
sir, you
tuned.
can continue.
Yes. So to all the students, stay tuned to get the full idea about what the paper is going to be, what you can expect in the coming days, what our predictions are. We'll talk about all of that in this session. Welcome everyone. So we have got a few physics questions, and like I already said to Akshay sir here, that physics is like almost seems slightly above if I have to compare with the morning shift, but it's not difficult. By any means, it's not difficult. Okay, so I'll go over them and just tell me, did this question come? Did this question come in the test, those who have given today's? Sir, ये poll थोड़ा close कर देना. Poll close कर देना. नहीं वो वाला नहीं, नीचे. This question came? Close कर देना sir. Thank you everyone. What was the answer? You can put the answer. I'll solve. I'll check what the answer is. Surface tension of a soap bubble is 0.03 Newton per meter. Work done in increasing the diameter of the bubble from 2 centimeter to 6 centimeter is alpha pi into 10 to the power minus 4 joules. So we want the value of alpha. Simple question. I know that the work done, right? They have asked for the work done. Work done is basically the change in the energy, the change in the surface energy over here. So the change in the surface energy, normally we do 4 pi into r square, 4 pi r square, r2 square minus r1 square into the surface tension. It's just change in area by this. But keep in mind, they have mentioned this is a soap bubble. Because it's a soap bubble, it basically means there are two surfaces on both sides. There's an outer surface and there is an inner surface. So there will be a factor of 2 along with this over here. Now you just put in the values. So it's 2 into 4 pi, that's an 8 pi. Surface tension value is given to us as 0.03. What is the radius? Please, this is a kind of place where I feel many students, if you rush too much, you can make a mistake, because they have given you the diameter. This is the diameter. So when you want the radius, you go from radius of 1 centimeter to 3 centimeter. Please make note of that. So you have 3 square minus you have 1 square. Also see, everything else is in SI units. This is in centimeters. So when you square, you have to also add a 10 to the power minus 4. What do we get? We get an 8 pi into 3 into, there's a 10 to the power minus 2. I send it over to that side. It becomes a 10 to the power minus 6. Here I have a 9 minus 1. That's an 8. Right? I have to represent it as pi into 10 to the power minus 4. So keep the pi separate. I have an 8 into 8, which is 64. 64 into 3 pi into 10 to the power minus 6. 64 into 3 would be 180, 192. Minus 6, which is 1.92 times pi into 10 to the power minus 4. Because I have to represent it as pi into 10 to the power minus 4. Here I have 1.92, which I can approximate to be 2 pi into 10 to the power. So I think alpha value is equal to 2. Was that the answer? Was that the answer? Sir, वो chat scroll नहीं हो रहा है. नहीं, वो chat scroll नहीं है, हाँ. Yes, it was 1.9 to 10 to the power minus 4. Yes, yes, correct. Good work. Abhishek, Shalini. Yes, Shiv, it is 1.92. Yes, yes. So you have to round it off. Remember, this is JEE Mains, not JEE Advanced. You don't leave decimals. It's 1.92 means you round it off to factor of 2. Okay? Great, great, good work. Anyone struggled with this question? Anyone here felt this was difficult, struggled with this question? I don't think this is that difficult. I think there are places to make silly mistakes, like not reading diameter, silly mistake opportunity. There is a soap bubble, silly mistake opportunity. As long as you don't make the silly mistakes, it's an easy question. Next, we have a logic gate. Every JEE Mains paper, physics paper will have this. A and B are inputs, the circuit works. So the equivalent is what? So what would you put? You have A and A going into a NAND gate. You know both same inputs in a NAND gate, it behaves like a NOT gate, right? So this is going to, use a different color. This becomes A bar, this becomes B bar, because same inputs in a NAND gate make it a NOT gate, right? Tell me in the chat, the chat is open for you to answer. Treat it like a mock test series as well if you have not given it this time. A and B go in here. So the output over here is A bar dot B bar, whole bar. And again, when you pass it through another NAND gate with the same input, it again acts like a NOT gate. So the output you get here, see it's Y. Y is this A bar dot B bar, whole bar, and then a bar on top. It already had a bar, another NOT gate, another bar on top. Okay? So over here, what do I get? NOT of NOT cancels out. I just have a A bar dot B bar. If I apply De Morgan's on top of this, that would just become A plus B bar is what? That is the NOR gate. Correct answer is the NOR gate. Yes, yes, Mohan. Yes, Shalini. Correct, Abhishek. Sri Chaitanya Academy. Students, type in the chat, where are you watching this from? Where are you watching? Which city you are watching this from? Which city, which state you are watching this from? Because we have Sri Chaitanya all over. We have it in the south. We also have it in the north. Some students like from Varanasi, they are seeing this. Some are seeing from Hyderabad. Where are you seeing this from? We'll go to the next question. In the meantime, type it out in the chat. I'd love to know where you are. Hyderabad, Kashmir, okay, okay. Noida, welcome, welcome. We have from all over the country, Uttar Pradesh, Gurugram, Indore, Vizag. So we have some south, north, everywhere. Okay. I'm not sure. You're watching from Pakistan. Could be. Bangalore, Tamil Nadu, Hyderabad. Welcome, welcome all, everyone. Welcome, everyone. It's like this JEEs, it brings everyone together. By the way, I want you to tell me, this question was there? Was this question there? Those who appeared today's shift, Nagpur, Uttar Pradesh, Vizag, Varanasi. Welcome, welcome. We have all over. Welcome, Harshad. Yeah, you're a regular student here from Kashmir. Pune, Nagpur. Okay, welcome, welcome everyone. Yes, yes, you're a globetrotter, unknown traveler, unknown truth teller. Tell the truth. Okay, air bubble of diameter 2 mm rises steadily through a liquid of density 2000 kg per meter cube at a rate of 0.5 centimeters per second. The coefficient of viscosity of the liquid in poise, not Poiseuille, in poise. Okay. So let's solve this. They are saying that this is the speed at which it moves steadily. So this is the terminal velocity. We know the formula for the terminal velocity is equal to 2 by 9 eta r square rho minus sigma times g. Now because this is an air bubble, I can assume its density is negligible as compared to the density of the liquid, right? So I'm solving for eta, that is 2r square by 9 Vt into, this is rho minus sigma. Rho is the density of the body, which is air, that's very small. You just have the sigma remaining, right? I can ignore it. Like you will get, maybe if the density of air is like 1 kg per meter cube, this is 2000. You can just ignore the 1 for ease of calculation. You would just get the 2000 kg per meter cube and the g, that's a 10. Putting the values in, 2 into, again, another place where you could make a mistake. This is diameter is 2 millimeters. Okay? Diameter was 2 millimeters. Okay? So if diameter is 2 millimeters, the radius is 1 millimeter. In SI units, that's 10 to the power minus 3. You square it, you get a 10 to the power minus 6. I have a 2000. I have a 10, 9, and the terminal velocity is 0.5 centimeter per second. So that's 0.5, 10 to the power minus 2. I'm bringing everything to SI unit. You can either do everything in CGS and directly get to poise, or you can work completely with SI, get it in terms of Poiseuille, and then convert it into poise. So over here, anything we can cancel out. Let's take it out, 10 to the power minus 3. 10 to the power minus 3, that will go on top, 10 to the power plus 3. With this and this 10 to the power minus 6 would be cancelled out. So on top, what do I have? I have a 2 to 10, that's a 40. Down below, I have a 9 into 5, right? Cancel it out, goes with an 8. That's an 8 by 9. Now remember, this is in Poiseuille. This is in Poiseuille, that is the SI unit. I think my Poiseuille spelling might be wrong. These French people, I don't know how to pronounce, how to spell their name. We don't know exactly if this was in multiple choice or was this in numerical, because it's memory-based question that keeps coming. It's memory-based questions that keep coming. Today's paper, it was easier than January. It was easier than January. I'll just bring it in here, the calculation. I have an 8 by 9. Remember, it's in poisal. So one poisal is 10 poise. One poisal is 10 poise. So I just have to multiply a 10 to this. So that's 80 by 9, which I think will be something around 8.88. Was this one of the options? If it was this, 8.88, if it was in numerical answer type, was it 8.71? Was there an option 8.71? Could be. If for 8.71, I'm assuming that here gravity you would have used 9.81. If they would have asked you to use gravity as 9.81, you might have got 8.71, else you'll get something around 8.88. 8.8 you're getting? This was... Okay? Chalo. We'll move on to the next one. This question says, this is, in fact, this is why I say always do your PYQs. Same type of question came 4 times in January attempt. Everyone remember this? Read the question, you'll identify it. A very similar question came 4 different times in slightly different versions, all in this 2026 January attempt. Yes, it's very important. Please see all paper discussions because questions repeat. We had seen this in January also, we have seen this previous years also. You get an idea of the paper difficulty level, you get a level of the questions. Okay? Okay, let's start solving this one. One side of the equilateral prism painted by a transparent material of refractive index N2. The refractive index of the prism is 1.6. Minimum value of N2 required for total internal reflection. So first and foremost, because it is an equilateral prism, I know this is 60. I know this is also 60. If it's 60 degree over there, if it's 60 degree, you know this is 90 degree. This angle has to be 30 degree, which means the angle it makes with the normal, this is 60 degree. If you want that there is total internal reflection here, this 60 degree has to be the critical angle. It has to be the critical angle, which means we know critical angle formula, sine of IC. Sine of IC is basically N1 by N2, or rather you can consider N2 by N1. Remember, if you get confused whether it is N1 by N2 or N2 by N1, always remember the greater refractive index will be in the denominator because sine value can only be less than 1. Sine value can only be less than 1. Okay? So over here, we know IC is supposed to be 60 degree. For total internal reflection, I know that it has to go from a denser medium to a rarer medium. So obviously, whatever is the refractive index outside has to be less than this. So this 1.6 would be in the denominator because it's a greater number. I need the fraction less than 1. And this N, this is what I'll call as N2 that they are calling here. In fact, I'll do one thing. For ease of understanding, I'll swap this out. Call it N1, call this N1. So N2 then, sine 60 is root 3 by 2 multiplied with this 1.6 goes with a 0.8. So the refractive index N2 is 0.8 root 3. You can put 1.73 if need be, calculate. I'm not doing the calculation. Is it coming 1.385? Could be. Just do the calculation. 0.8 into 1.7, will it go 80 plus 54? Yeah, something around 1.3 you'll go. 1.3 to 1.4 you'll arrive. 1.385 it's coming. Okay? Alright, I think, yes, this I have no idea, which means it is chemistry definitely. So we'll keep it here. Students, stay tuned in because as we get more questions, we'll have a better idea about what kind of paper you can expect in the coming shifts on the 4th, on the 5th, or you have 6th, 8th. We'll get a better idea about what you can expect, what is the high weighted chapters coming, what you should focus on in these few days. So please, over here, every single day, for every single shift, we are covering it in detail. Turn on your notifications over here so that you don't miss out. It is important for all your coming shifts. Okay? Meanwhile, I have Sarfaraz sir with me, Dr. Sarfaraz sir here. He will be helping you with the chemistry section. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
So, sir,
Thank
how
you,
was
sir.
the paper this time?
Chemistry paper was moderate in comparison with the session of January. So January session, mostly all the papers were standard and tough, except one shift. But apart from that, if I see in comparison with January day one was very tough. Both the shifts, standard it was, and lengthy also it was. But at part now, if I see today's paper, if I compare it, is just moderate. Means I cannot say hard, I cannot say easy, good, standard, simple. That I can say for sure. But one thing is there, the students who are prepared from basics, they can crack the examination very comfortably. That is the most important criteria, because some questions are there which you can solve, like, you know, like percentage calculation, as we do percentage. So 1-2 questions came of that model, which they can easily solve if they have that curiosity and that basics. If they can solve it. Okay, sir, I'll continue.
Thank you,
sir.
Please.
So all of you are welcome. Okay, Prism discussion is over. So now we'll come to our chemistry discussion. So dear students, our chemistry session was moderate. Okay, dear students, but it's not so easy also. Standard it is. So let us see the correct set that contains all kinds, that is basic, acidic and amphoteric and neutral oxides. Right? So everybody should know that sodium oxide is basic, this is neutral, this is amphoteric, and this is neutral. This is amphoteric, correct? This is amphoteric, neutral, and this is neutral. This is basic, this is acidic, this is amphoteric, this is neutral. This is basic, this is basic, this is amphoteric, this is amphoteric. So hence the answer is option C. Right, all of you all? Got it, all of you all? How many of you have done this correct? So it is very straightforward question, I can say, from periodic classification, or even you can say from chemical bonding. Okay, dear students? Right, now. Right, I hope many of them have done this correct. Okay, how to decide? 1 minute, enough, unknown. Don't put that many messages. I will give you an example. So suppose if you take sodium oxide and if you put in water, what it will give you? Sodium hydroxide. What is sodium hydroxide? It is base. Then this is called basic oxide. Right? For example, if you take Cl2O7 and put it in water, correct? Then you will get HClO4 for balancing criteria 2. So this is what? Acid. So this is called acidic oxide. Correct? Aluminium oxide. It can react with acids. It can also react with base. With acids, it can give aluminum chloride compounds. With base, it will give you salts, aluminate salts. So this is nothing but called amphoteric. Is it clear? Doubt is clear? Clear, unknown? Yeah, that also another way. This is also another way. Okay, dear students? Right. Next question. Among Fe+2, Fe+3, chromium +3, zinc +2, the ion that shows positive borax B test and with highest ionization energy is. So dear students, borax B test is shown by which elements? D block elements. And what is the condition? They should show color salts. Right? They should show color salts. So color salt means this is out of the game. Answer can be B, answer can be C, or answer can be D. But here he said one more point. What? With highest ionization enthalpy. So with highest ionization enthalpy means if you take, for example, iron. Okay, it is 3d6 4s2, correct? Right? So this is 3d6, this is 3d 5. Chromium is 3d4. So you can see this is half filled. Got it, all of you? So it should be expected having high ionization energy. Right, everyone? Please reply, got it? Please give me thumbs up, everyone, fast. Everyone clear? So someone in the chat, please reply. Just now one student by name Bhaskar was chatting and I want to ask him, please, did you understood Mr. Bhaskar? See, yeah, half filled, that is only half filled stable, therefore it is expected to have high ionization energy. Very good, Muhammad. Okay, right. Next, SF4 is isostructural with. SF4 is isostructural with. So everybody should know SF4 structure, if you see, it is something like this. And this structure, we call it what? Seesaw. Seesaw. So this is also called as AB4, L1, okay, who is having seesaw structures. Right? Now everybody can see BRF4 minus. BRF4 minus means BRF4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is like AB4, L2 molecule. Second one is CH4. CH4 is like AB2 molecule. Sorry, AB4 molecule. I am sorry. Next, C. C is IF4 plus. Plus means one electron is lost. Okay, one electron is lost, so it became plus there. So this is again AB4L. Next, XCF4. XCF4 1, 2, 3, 4. This is again AB4L2. Next, XCO2F2. XCO2F2. So xenon has 8 electrons. Correct? Xenon has 8 electrons. So 4 and 6 gone. Here 7, 8. So this is again AB4L1. So everybody can see AB4L1, 2 are showing. Who are showing? AF4 and E. So answer is C and E. Clear, everyone? Everyone clear? Nihar? Shivram? Right. Everybody got it? Very good. Okay. One student was asking doubts. I think he left the chat. Mr. Bhaskar. Okay. Maybe he's busy person. Right. So let's continue the class. Which of the following complex will show coordination isomerism? Coordination isomerism is, suppose you have a ligand ALX, okay, and you have BL dash X, then what happens? This B can come here and this A can come here and show coordination isomerism where metal ion get exchanges. So coordination isomerism, the isomerism where metal ion is exchanged. You can exchange the metal ion, right? For example, if you take this one, the isomer of this you can write CrNH3 taken 6 times, okay, and COCN taken 6 times. So this can show because, right, everyone? So this can show because both are silver, so it cannot show. Both are cobalt, cannot show. Here iron and cobalt, again this can show. Cobalt and iron, this can again show. So answer is BDE. Where is BDE? BD, where is BD? Right. Rocket science is easier than chemistry. My dear students, rocket science itself is chemistry. Got it, Mr. Unknown? Rocket science itself is chemistry. In rocket science, hydrogen reacts with oxygen. Okay, that is called liquid fuel. Exothermic reaction, which is the fuel for rocket. Okay, so the science there is exothermic reaction. Okay, delta H is negative. Okay, chalo. Consider the reaction given below. A gives, he gave the reaction and he says that A gives positive Failing test. So here you can see everyone, A gives positive failing test. So if A gives positive failing test, it is a clear meaning that A must be, that means A must be aldehyde. Am I right? A must be aldehyde. So very good. Now if you hydrolyze this, dear students, right? If you hydrolyze this, then here this is O, this is H, this is OH. So hydrolysis occurs. But dear students, there is also chance that addition may occur. So here addition may also occur. I think this is CH2 is not there. Anybody, please help me. I got stuck here. Please help me. Here, is this CH2 there in the exam? Please, anybody help me. Is this CH2 there in the exam? Please, anybody help me. This one, is it there in the exam? There, I think this carbon is not there. Anybody? Please scroll it down, sir. Right. So, okay. So, here what happened, this will undergo tautomerism to give aldehyde. And what I am feeling, my personal feeling I am telling you, where it is? Yeah. I think that I feel that this is not this one. Right. I feel that the question is this one. I am correcting the question like this. Agree everyone? Yeah, that is why I am thinking. So this is the question. Actually, this is the question and I feel this is wrong. Structure is wrong there. Then, if I take this one, then, right, this if you do tautomerism, then you will get acetone. And this is propanol. Right. So this should be A because it is giving failing test. Clear? Everybody give thumbs up fast. Are you there? Siddharth, Aryan, Unknown, Patel, right? Okay. Next. Now, this is very cheap local question. Is it clear everyone? This question is very cheap local third class question according to me. Do you agree? Everyone, do you agree? This question is very local. Let us see how. The complete combustion of X grams of an organic compound gave 0.25 gram of carbon dioxide. Correct? So everybody should know that carbon dioxide contains carbon. That means 44 grams of carbon dioxide contains 12 gram of carbon. So 0.25 gram will have X gram of this. So now you have to find X. This is step number 1. Step number 2 is percentage of carbon is equal to X divided by, don't say X now, you may get confused. Will give you Y gram. So it should be Y gram divided by X into 100. What is X? Right? What is X? Once you get Y, that means this is nothing but 25 is equal to Y you will get, Y after solving you will get X into 100. So if you solve this, Y value if you keep it here and if you solve this, X value will get 0.27 will come approximately. And here is asking 10 to the power of minus 3. So obviously 270, one will, I think one will come here. So approximately 273 is the answer. Got it? Everyone? Mazhar, exchange of ligand happened or center metal happened, but the new complex is that only. Same complex will yield. See, Mr. Mazhar, you can send ligands also, meaning it will come same. Mr. Mazhar, Master ZH3CB, you send ligand or whatever you do, this complex only will come. Just check it, same only will come, ditto only will come. You are not going to get any new compound. Check. Mr. Master, reply. If you are asking doubts, you should reply after explaining the doubt, otherwise it looks bad. Okay, chalo. Next. Okay. So one student is there. Was there Mr. Akshay? Where he went off, I don't know. Okay, no problem. Right. Now another cheap question. Okay. For a very cheap and local question to everyone. This question has appeared in the examination. This model of questions we solved 1000 times in the class. At Infinity Learn, all, if anybody is there, my Infinity Learn student, please give me thumbs up. Anybody from Infinity Learn? Give me thumbs up, Infinity Learn students. Those are my students at Infinity Learn, give me thumbs up. Okay, reply fast. Scroll it down, sir, please. Chats, unable to see. Scroll it down, sir, little bit. Press it down, sir. Okay. So now this compound, let us see. So this compound, if you take ethyl benzene and nitro group, if you do bromination, it will happen at ortho position of the okay, thank you. So you can see students started coming in. Very good. Then tin and HCl. If anybody from Infinity Learn, they can certify Sarfaraz sir. They can give a certificate to Sarfaraz sir that Sarfaraz sir, yes, you have solved such questions in the classroom. Then sodium NaNO2 HCl, low temperature, diazotation. So you will get diazonium salt. It is very clear in the option that there is no. So ethyl alcohol in NCERT very clearly written. It will undergo reduction. So you will get here hydrogen. Correct? Then if you treat with KMNO4 oxidation, you can see here alpha hydrogen is available. Then this will get converted to carboxylic acids and this is Br. Now he is asking A and E. I think no need to solve. You tell me the answer. Of this. So this here E cannot be this. Wrong here. Here A, it cannot attack at meta. Here it is wrong here. Right? And here OH cannot come by any way. This is wrong. So leftover answer is what, my dear? Option A. Okay, dear students, got it everyone? Oh, so many students. Okay. Thank you. So right, it's good to see. So dear students, I have completed around 7-8 questions. I will bring more 7-8 questions and I will discuss with you. So dear students, anybody please tell me, how did you feel the paper comparison to January? I think the paper was moderate, chemistry paper was moderate. If anybody is going to write the examination on Saturday or Sunday or coming up days, please remember, named reactions you remember, named reactions you practice, and inorganic you be thorough, because I have seen that more good questions are coming from inorganic chemistry. Okay, so thank you all of you all. I will be back short. Okay, after a short break, and I welcome my friend Akshay. Akshay sir,
Thank
please.
you so much, sir.
Please continue with mathematics.
Yes, we are back.
And I'll
with
be
the math
back
questions.
shortly. Continue, please, sir.
Yes. So we are back with the math question, guys, and you'll be very happy that I'll be discussing around 6 to 7 questions again. So overall, I would say the mathematics portion in comparison to the morning shift, the question that we got are the easier one first of all, and it always happens that the initial set of the questions that we get in the subjects are easier in comparison to the questions which are actually there in the paper, because students generally remember those questions which they did in the exam. Now the student generally do those questions first which were easier. So that is why first of all, whenever there are the memory based question discussion, so easier questions are discussed first of all. However, there were many questions which the students were not able to attempt. So they hardly remember those questions, even they remember those type of the questions come in the last. Alright, so let's begin with the question discussion of the math section, guys. Here is a one question from the differential equation. As per this question, what I'll do, I'll just divide by 2y cube. If I divide by 2y cube, I will have dx by dy, and here 2 and 2 will get cancelled. I will be able to get here x over y square because one of the y will also be cancelled. And here, my dear students, I will be able to write x square over 2y cube, and then which is equals to 0. I would also suggest you to divide by x square now. If you divide by x square in the next second step, so 1 upon x square dx by dy. Here also, I would suggest you to divide by x square. So you will be either divide by x square. All right, so let's divide by x square here. So you will have 1 upon x and 1 upon y square as a separate I am writing. Here also, if you divide by x square, so I'm taking that term to the other side, that is the right hand side. So you will be able to see that we are getting minus 1 over 2y cube. If I divide by x square, I'm taking that term to the right hand side, it will become minus 1 over 2y cube. Are you able to understand? Now, my dear student, this is a convertible to linear differential equation, a Bernoulli theorem. So basically here what you will do, you will assume that let's say this negative 1 by x is t. So if you differentiate this, you will have 1 upon x square dx over dy is equals to dt over dy, my guys. Are you able to understand? So 1 upon x square dx over dy will be written as dt over dy over here. And this minus 1 by x is t, so it will become t over y square. Bachcho, are you able to understand? And here, my dear students, minus 1 over 2y cube will remain same. So do you remember this form, guys? So in this form, first of all, my dear students, I have to find the integrating factor. Integrating factor will be e raised to the power integration of p dx. What is p? Here it is 1 upon y square, but the integration will be done with respect to y. So p dy. Now, my dear students, 1 upon y square, if it is there with you, so you will have the integration as minus 1 upon y, because y raised to the power minus 2 plus 1 over minus 2 plus 1. All right. And then this is integrating factor, my dear students. And then after this step, what you have to do? You have to write the final solution. So the final solution of this differential equation will be, it will be t into, see here it is dt over dy, all right. So t into integrating factor is equals to, my dear students, q into integrating factor, and then you have to integrate with respect to y and then plus c. So t into integrating factor is e raised to the power minus y. Q, if you see here, it is minus 1 over 2y cube, my dear students, into e raised to the power minus 1 over y, and then dy, and then plus it is c. Are you able to understand? Now it is very easy, guys. You just have to integrate it. So I think the method of substitution will work here, because you can assume this minus 1 by y as a new function, that is t. So let's say you broke this step into two parts, minus 1 by y and then 1 upon y square, and then e raised to the power minus 1 upon y, and then dy, and then plus c. And this half I am taking outside the integration, guys. Here, my dear students, it is t into e raised to the power minus 1 by y. So, bache, if you assume minus 1 by y as a new function, let's say this is z function. So this one is 1 upon y square dy. So how will you do that? Because the differentiation of 1 by y is minus 1 upon y square. So differentiation of minus 1 by y will be 1 plus 1 upon y square dy. So here it will become dz. So you will be able to understand from here that this is z into e raised to the power z into dz. So I just applied the method of substitution to convert into the z format. Now, bache, you have to apply the integration by parts over here. So the first function into second function, and then you have to replace z with actually minus 1 by y, and you also have to replace at the same time t with the considered equation, where I consider the t with minus 1 by x. So at the last you will have the function of x and y. My dear students, in this function of x and y, if you substitute y value as e, if you substitute y value as e, then you will have x value also as e. So you have to substitute x comma y as e comma e, and then they are asking you, if you substitute y value as e square, find the value of x. So with the help of this e comma e, you will get the constant, and once you get the constant in the final equation, you substitute y value e square, you will have x value. So are you able to understand, my dear students, how we did this question? Any doubt you have in the integration? Any doubt you have in the process? Anything that you're not able to understand here, do let me know in the chat section. However, this is integration by parts. Do you know the formula of integration by parts? First function as it is into integration of second function minus whole integration, differentiation of first function into integration of second function. So that's what you have to apply here. Are you all there in the chat? Because no one is reply. Please reply. Are you able to understand or not? Now let's go ahead with the next question, guys. Here is the next question in front of you. They have said that this is a degree 5 polynomial which has the extreme value at +1 and -1. That means the differentiation at +1 for this function will be 0 and the differentiation at -1 for this function will also be 0. They also said you one thing over here, that if you divide fx with x, yes, Bernoulli theorem is in mains. Yes, it is there in the mains, beta. It is there. Convertible to every form, it is there. Convertible to homogeneous form, convertible to linear differential equation, convertible to variable separable, it is there. All right. Now fx when divided by x cube, when limit of x is tending towards 0, they have given -5. So bache, definitely the lowest degree that fx will have is -5x raised to the power 3. Because you are getting -5, no? So the lowest degree that x is having, this fx function is having, that is 3. Because below 3 degree, it will not be there. There will be no term of x square. There will be no term of x. There will be no term of constant in the function fx. Because if there is a term of x square or x or a constant, then this limit will become not defined. Limit will not be defined. We are getting a limit as finite -5, because of which I would say that the coefficient of x cube in the function fx is -5. And there is no term below the degree of 3. So now I am assuming that degree 4 is ax power 4, degree 5 is bx power 5. This is a function. So this is my assumption based on this limit. Once I saw this, then I will find the value of f dash. If you do the differentiation, you will have -15x square. Here, my dear students, you will have 4ax cube. And here, my dear students, you will have 5bx power 4. Now, what you need to do, guys, you have to just substitute the value of x as 1. If you substitute x as 1, so -15 you will have, then you will have 4a, and then, my dear students, you will have 5b. So now f dash 1, my dear students, it is equal to 0. So you will be able to get the value of 4a, then plus 5b is equals to 15. Is that clear, guys? All right, this is the first equation. However, my dear students, in the same function f dash, you substitute -1 also. So you will have -15 if you substitute -1, then you will have -4a over here, and here if you substitute -1, then you will have plus 5b, which is again 0. So you will have the value -4a, then 5b, and again you are getting 15. Now this one is the second relationship. But if you add the first and the second relationship, you will be able to see that 10b you are getting as 30. So b value you will have 3. And once you have written the b value 3, so a value you will have 0. Are you able to understand this? So once you get the a and b value, so my dear students, the function fx now can be written as -5x cube, and b value is 3, so 3 times x power 5. Now what are they asking from you? They're asking f of 2. So f of 2 means you have to substitute 2 value in place of x. So you will have this number. 8 5s are 40 and 32 into 3 is 66. So you are getting the result as 26. And what are you getting here as substitution of -2? If you substitute -2, you will have -5 times -8. And here 3 times -32 you will have. So over here -40 you will have. And then, my dear students, here you will have plus 40. And then you will have -66. So you are getting the result -26. Now they're asking you to subtract these two. If they're asking you to subtract these two, so we will be able to generate a result from here, which is 26 minus of -26. So I think we are getting 52 over here. And if there is any calculation error, do let me know about that. What you find? Did you find any calculation error over here? If you think, you can actually tell me about that over here. All right. So they are just asking the value of f of 2 and then f of -2, the subtraction of these two values they are expecting from us. All right, is it clear to everyone? Sorry, I did one error here, because 32 into 3 if you do, guys, you will have 6 and 9, 96 you will have. So that's the error I committed here. That's why I thought some error is there. So yeah, here my dear students, it should be 96 and 96 minus 40. So it will be beta 56. Here will be minus 56 and then 56 and minus of minus 56, you will add them. So it will become bache 112 with a negative. See 56, all right. So positive 112. So is that clear to everyone that how we have got the answer to this question? Is it clear to everyone? All right. Once you are able to understand, my dear students, all right, once you are able to understand, my dear students, now we can take ahead towards the next question. In the next question, they are saying that this is line number 1, this is line number 2, intersect in the xy plane, then the value of a plus b. So obviously the point of intersection, let's say I am assuming this as a line number 1 lambda, this I am assuming as a line number 2 mu. So the point of intersection will be in the terms of lambda as 2 lambda plus a, here it is 3 lambda plus 2, here it is 6 lambda plus b. And in the same way, if you have to write here, it will be 3 mu plus b, then it is 6 mu plus 7, and then here it is 3 mu plus 1. Now, my dear students, here 3 lambda plus 2 has to be equated with 6 mu plus 7. However, 6 lambda plus b have to be equated with 3 mu plus 1. However, my dear students, 2 lambda plus a have to be equated with 3 mu plus b. So there are 3 linear equations and there are 3 variables, or sorry, there are 4 variables, and you have to find the value of x and y. Also, they have given one information that they intersect in xy plane. So in the xy plane, bache, z value will be 0. So you can write directly that 6 lambda plus b and 3 mu plus 1, they both are equal to 0. So from here, mu value will be directly minus 1 over 3. And if mu value is minus 1 over 3, I can substitute here minus 1 over 3 and bache, I will find the value of lambda. See how it helps us, minus 2 plus 7 if you do, you will have here 5. And bache, here 3 lambda plus 2 we have. So 3 lambda will be equals to 3, lambda value will be equals to 1. Once you have the lambda value as well as the mu value, my dear students, then you have to find the value of a and b. How will you find a and b? Bache, here 6 lambda plus b is equals to 0. So 6 lambda value will be minus b. Lambda value is 1. So here I have minus b value as 6, b value will be minus 6. I got the value of b. Here, my dear students, if you have to get the value of a, so you substitute here lambda and you substitute here mu minus 1 by 3 and you substitute here b value which is minus 6. Now, bache, here 1 minus 6 minus 7, 2 plus a, and a value you will be able to get minus 9. So a value you have, b value you have. A value minus 9, b value minus 6. Minus 9 minus 6 is minus 15. Modulus they are asking from you. So the result will be option A from here. I hope you all are able to understand. If you are able to understand, we can go ahead with the next question. This question is very easy. They are asking you to get the number of triangles in a regular polygon of the n side. Now they have given that Pn denotes the total number of triangle. So let's say if you have to write the Pn plus 1 value, that means the number of sides will be n plus 1. And here the number of sides will be n. So n plus 1, my dear students, C3 and then nC3, they have given 66 to us. I'm just asking you a formula when NCR is added with NCR minus 1. So that will become n plus 1 CR. Do you know that? Now let's say, my dear students, n plus 1 CR subtracted with NCR. So we are left with NCR minus 1. Here is the same thing happening. Can you see that? So the result will be NCR minus 1. So directly I will be able to get the value of n as 12 in this question. So the answer to this question, guys, because 12C2 is 62, so that's 66. That is why n value will be 12 over here. Is it clear to everyone? Are you all able to understand this? Now we are going ahead to the next question. They have given a function which is defined as a linear upon quadratic over here. And you have to, my dear students, integrate this function. So how will you do that? So bache, this is a linear upon quadratic form, which is very easy. So whenever you have a linear upon quadratic, just write linear is equals to a times, or you can take the constants common if you want. So let us take 8 common. What you say? If I take 8 common, I will be left with 2x plus 3. And here, my dear students, I have x square plus 2x minus 15. And this thing you have to integrate. So what you can do over here, see 8 is outside the integration. Here I am writing 2x plus 2 and then plus 1. And why I am separating as 2x plus 2 and plus 1? Because the differentiation of denominator is 2x plus 2. So that's why I am doing that. Alright. Now my dear students, if you assume this function as t, then this will be bache dt. dt upon t directly you can write log t. So log x square plus 2x minus 15. However, my dear students, here it is x square plus 2x plus 1. So basically, my dear students, you can write it as x plus 1 whole square. And then plus 1 and minus 1 if you do, so you'll have minus 4 square. Now, bache, 1 upon x square minus a square if it is present. So it will be written as 1 upon 2a. And then here it is log x minus a over x plus a. Are you able to understand this? Here, my dear students, log x square and then 2x and then minus 15 is also there. And here, my dear students, 8 is also present. Is that clear, everyone? Are you all able to understand? And then, my dear students, once we get the function fx, this fx will be in the terms of plus c. They have said that you have to keep the value of x as 4 and equate with 14 log 3 so that you can find the value of fx over here. Alright, is that clear? So just keep the value of x as 4 now. Find the c. If you got the c, substitute c here. And then at the last, they're asking find f of 7. So definitely the answer will be in the terms of log again. So this is how the question has to be handled. So are you all able to understand how we did this problem? Is there any doubt that you have in doing this, attempting this problem? Do let me know. Any step if you're not able to understand, do let me know about that. Let's go ahead with the next question. Here if I divide with 144, I'll have x square by 9. And here I will have y square by 16. And here I will have 1. So, bache, over here, the parabolic curve that we are able to see, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So, you will be able to see here 3, 0 as a point. And bache, they have given a straight line, 8x minus 3y is equals to 24. Let's say if you keep x value 0, so you're getting y value as minus 8. And if you keep y value as 0, you're getting x value as 3. So the line and the parabola will be passing through here. And they're asking find the area enclosed between the hyperbola as well as this line. So bache, this area I think they're asking from you. This area they're expecting from you. This one. So this is one of the point of intersection having the x coordinate 3. If you solve this line in the parabola, definitely you will have this point also, which is 5. So let's say if you have to get the required area, bounded area in this question. So upper curve minus lower curve. So 3 to 5, my dear students. Upper curve is a hyperbola over here. And then low voice. One of the student is saying low voice. I think it is fine, sir. So please, other students, you also please check. Am I having a low voice or am I audible to you guys? All right. So you have to integrate from 3 to 5, upper curve minus lower curve. If you find the y value for the upper curve, it is 1 minus x squared. Or you can write here, my dear students, I'll write for you. See, y square over 16 will be equals to x square over 9 minus 1. So you are having x square minus 9 over 9. That is y square over 16. So y square value will be equals to 16 by 9, x square minus 9. So y value, my dear students, I will be considering 4 by 3, x square minus 9 with the square root. So here you will have 4 by 3 square root of x square minus 9 and then dx. My dear student, this is upper curve. And then minus lower curve. So the lower curve over here is an equation of line. And the equation of line, if you have to get the value, so 8x minus 24 you will write and divide by 3. This is the y value in the equation of line. So here you will write 8x minus 24 over 3. And then, my dear students, this whole thing has to be integrated with respect to x. So I hope you are able to understand how we did this. Now this integration is really easy. Root over x square minus a square formula you have to apply. X by 2 and then it will be x square minus 9 and then my dear students minus 9 by 2 and then it will be log x plus x square minus 9. So this is the integration of the first part. Then this integration is subtracted by the integration of the second part, 8 times x square by 2 and 24 times x. And then in this integration you have to apply the limits 3 to 5. Once you do that, you will be able to get the answer to this question. Are you all able to understand? It is very easy. However, my dear students, you might find that solving and this part and doing the calculations at the last, it is consuming time. It will take 1 or 1.5 minutes to get to the final answer. But yeah, the question, if you see, it is very easy. The curves that you see here, it is very easy to plot. However, it is very easy to just graphically, visually see that which area in the question they're asking. So yes, low voice, the students are saying, sir, can you please also check whether I'm having a low voice? All right. So now we are having the set of the physics question. So Aniruddha sir is again with us. So let's begin with the physics part, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, let's begin our physics section. Like I said before, so far the questions we had got not difficult per se. I'll say easy, slightly towards moderate. The rest of the questions that I've got so far, I've got more, total around 11 questions we have got. All of those questions are again not very difficult. They're quite easy as compared to January shift. January shift, some questions were tricky, but this time questions have been comparatively a lot like previous JEE Mains levels. It has come back to. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin our first question here. 5 moles of an unknown gas heated at a constant volume from 10 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius. Molar specific heat of the gas at constant pressure is given as Cp is equal to 8 calorie per mole per degree Celsius. R value is 8.36, so on and so forth. Joule per so on. Find the change in internal energy of the gas. Now I'll tell you the problem that most students will arrive here if you do not look at this question carefully is they, for change in internal energy, you know delta U is NCV delta T. Number of moles I already have. The change in temperature I have because I go from 10 degree to 20 degree. I have both. I need this CV. And here is where most students will run into a problem. They will do, okay, Mayer's relation. I know Cp minus Cv is equal to R. If I do, Cv then is equal to Cp minus R. Now, if you put Cp value as 8 and R value as 8.36, you'll get a negative value. This is where most students will get stuck in. Sir, ये polls just close कर देना. ठीक है? This is where most students will run into a problem. But look at the units. Cp is given in calories. This is given in joules. Which means I know 1 calorie is 4.2 joules. So I can put the Cp value as 8 into 4.2 joules per mole per degree Celsius. So 8 into 4.2, how much will that be? That would be 8 into 4 is 32. 32 and that is 1. So 33.6 joule per mole per degree Celsius. That is my Cp value. Now I can find eventually over here I have, this is 33.6 minus 8.36 joules per mole per degree Celsius. 33.6 minus 8.36, if you do it here, is it coming 33.6 only? So you can just subtract it over here. 8.36 goes with a 4, goes on top, becomes a 7. Over here to 7, that would be another 4. That would be another 4 here. ठीक है? Oops, sorry. 24. That would be a 24 here. Then over here, I'll have a going till this point 8 to 3. 8 to 3, that would be a 5. Will come down here with 1. 25.44. ठीक है? 25.24. Right? I'll get 25.24. Are you telling it is easier for me to convert to this? Is it easier for me to convert to this in calories? I mean, I can even go with this, like 8.36, actually good point. Let's convert 8.36 to calories. It's easier because I know 8.36, it's just one, we know it's 4.18 into 2. So this I can write R value as 2 calories per mole per degree Celsius. Now CV is Cp minus R, which is 8 minus 2, that is 6 calories per mole per degree Celsius. Okay, we got 6. Now that we have Cp, we can get to the delta U, the change in internal energy, as NCV delta T. Number of moles is 5. Cv value we got as 6 times the change in temperature. It was already in per degree Celsius, so I can keep it in degree Celsius, no need to go to Kelvin. That is 10 degrees. Answer is 300 calories. That is the answer. Yes, correct. Correct, Chanumokshus. Yes, Shalini, I mean, you can then convert. If it's 300 into 4.2, if you want to do, if the answer is given in joules, you can convert eventually over there as well. Yes, correct, Shalini. It is 300 calories. Okay, let's move to our next question. This says, using Bohr's model, find the ratio of the magnetic field generated due to the motion of the electron in the first and the fourth orbit. Now, the electron, tell me first, did this question come? Those who gave the exam today, did this question come? Did you have it? Because over here, you know the electron is going to move. Even if you don't remember the formula, you know the electron is eventually moving. And as a result, it will create sort of a current. Current is the electronic charge divided by the time period. And the time period I can write as 2 pi r times V. This is the current, right? Now that's now a current carrying wire, and I want magnetic field at the center over here. So the formula for the magnetic field is mu naught I divided by 2r at the center of a magnetic field. So I can put mu naught by 2. Current I can swap with EV by 2 pi r, and there is an extra r over here. Now, I don't care about all of this stuff. Only thing I care, because I'm in the first and fourth, and it's hydrogen, so Z is equal to 1. Between first and fourth, just that n value is changing. The orbit number will control only the speed and the radius. Rest of the stuff is going to stay unchanged, which means my magnetic field is just proportional to V by R square, right? I know V is inversely proportional to n and radius is directly proportional to n square. Radius is directly proportional to n square. So this proportionality wise, V will give me 1 by n, and R square, R itself proportional to n square, so there will be an n to the power 4, which means magnetic field is proportional to 1 to the 1 into inversely proportional to n to the power 5. This tells me how the magnetic field depends on the orbit. So you know, over here it is 1 and 4, so it's inversely proportional. You will get 4 to the power 5. 4 to the power 5 is how much? That's, I think, 4 square is 16, cube is 64, 4 to the power 4 goes to 256, 256, and then 4 on top, I think it would go to 1024. Yes, it will go to 1024. B1 is to B2. Sorry, B1 is to B4. That will be 1024. This would be the final answer. Okay? Good, good. 2 to 4 tha? Was this 2 to 4? If it is 2 to 4, even easier. Then it would be 2 to the power 4. 2 to the power 5, that would be 32. It would just be 32 in that case. If it is 2 to 4, then the answer will be 32. If it is 1 to 4, the answer is 1024. Those who have given, tell me, was it 2nd to 4th or was it 1st to 4th? Tell me in the chat. The chat is open for you. Obviously, these are all memory-based questions. So students who have given the exam, students like you, they eventually come back instead of like moving on with everything. They try to help you out. Our entire team is out there collecting these questions. So if you haven't liked the video yet, please like it for our entire team and for all those students who have taken this effort to give you the question, to provide these memory-based questions so that you can be helped in the following shifts. So let's have a few likes for that. 2 to 4. If it's 2 to 4, the answer will be 32. Okay. Chalo, we move to our next question. It says a body is falling from infinity and it gets a velocity v on reaching the surface of the earth. What is the value of that speed? Radius of the earth is given, g is given. If you are solving this, you are wasting time. If you are solving this, you are just wasting time. Why? Because it is coming from infinity to the surface. Whatever kinetic energy or whatever speed it develops from infinity to the surface, because gravity is a conservative field, it also means same velocity you have to give at the surface to send it to infinity. What is the speed you have to give at the surface to send it to infinity? That is literally the escape velocity. So you should not solve. Look, the general radius is given for the earth. G value is given 9.8. You know the speed would be 11.2 kilometers per second. This is a theory question. This is not even a calculation question. Okay? Rajan, I don't put that advertisement. That's put by YouTube. Got it, everyone? Got it, everyone? Let's move to our next question then. This is a simple theory-based question. You should save time here. If you are calculating full, it would be a lot of problem. Kinetic energy is needed for a mass of 1 kg. You can put half mv square. Or you can just find potential energy of the body on the surface of the earth. Either of them. Same thing. Not a problem. Okay, let's move to our next question. This says, position of a particle is given by x is equal to a sine of 50t plus pi by 3 if the speed and acceleration is 0 for the first time at t1 and t2 respectively, then what is t1 and t2? Right? Easy over here. I think here they are saying that first time speed is 0 is at t1, acceleration is 0 is happening at t2. You don't even have to go too deep into it. You know, if x is what is amplitude, what is, you don't care. You know x goes as a sine. So you know the velocity would be proportional to cos of 50t plus pi by 3. Because I know I'll be equating with 0. I don't care what is in the coefficient before that. It doesn't matter. And I'll know acceleration is also proportional to sine of 50t plus pi by 3. Right? Whatever is the coefficient, doesn't matter. When the speed is 0, then I know that this cos term should be 0. When does the cos term go to 0? Let's see, I can have 50t at v is equal to 0. I know 50t plus pi by 3, right? That should be equal to what? It should be pi by 2, right? Because I know cos goes to 0 at pi by 2. So put a pi by 2 here. What do I get? 50t is equal to pi by 2 minus pi by 3 is just pi by 6. T then is equal to pi by 300. It's just pi by 300. Simple, easy question. This is basically my T1, the time when speed is 0. For acceleration to be 0, I know the sine part should become 0. Sine value becomes 0 at 0, pi, so on and so forth. So over there, at a equal to 0, when a is equal to, I should not say at, when a is equal to 0, 50 T2 plus pi by 3. Now here you can make a mistake. If you put this as equal to 0, your time will come negative. Your time will come negative. That cannot come, Shalini. Time cannot be negative. Time cannot be negative. So you cannot put this as equal to 0. When is the next possibility for sine to be 0? The next possibility for sine to be 0 would be at pi, would be at theta equal to pi. That is what you have to put. You can't work with 0, time would come negative. So you get 50 T2 is equal to pi minus pi by 3, which is 2 pi by 3. So then cancel this, goes with the 25. So T2 then is equal to pi by 25 into 3, 75. That is T2, this is T1. Is this clear? Is this clear? Here I could work with the first possibility because I'm still getting a positive time. Here if I work with the first possibility, which would have been 0, I'll get negative time, not possible. So I have to go with the next possibility where the sign becomes 0. Shalini, did you understand? Everyone else, is this clear? This is a mistake you could make. I don't know if the options had that. If the options were there, that's a chance for a silly mistake. Okay? Chalo, we move to our next question. I think this one is clear. Come on, let's see it in the chat. We'll move to our next question in the meantime. This I'm not 100% sure, so please give me a confirmation. Was this question there? Did you get this question? Did you get this question in this shift? Because this is a very easy question. Extremely easy question. Did we get it? Type it out in the chat, students. Did you have this question? It says that a hollow cylinder of radius 1 meter is rotating with an angular velocity of 10 radians per second. Find the minimum value of coefficient of friction such that the block is at rest with respect to the cylinder. Simple. Over here what is happening? The normal reaction force, because of centrifugal force, it wants to go out. And the normal reaction force is what's holding it in place. It's not letting it go out. Because of that normal reaction, there would be a friction force. And that friction force is what balances out the force of gravity. So over here, if I were to think, this side I have m omega square r. This side I have the normal reaction force. Here I have the mg. Here I have the frictional force. First thing, I know n is equal to m omega square r, capital M omega square r, right? Because it's balanced, it's at rest there. Frictional force is mu times of n, which is mu times of m omega square r. And lastly, that frictional force has to balance out the weight. F should be equal to mg. So mu times of m omega square, capital M omega square r is equal to capital mg. Take the m's out, we are solving for mu. G over omega square r. G is what? It's 10 meters per second square. Omega square is what? This is 10 square, that's 100. Radius is 1 meter. So it's just 0.1. Yes, yes. Shivram, yes, Shalini, it is just 0.1. Easy question. Sarfraz sir's language, local question. Cheap local question. Chalo, we'll move to our next one. This says, for the given system, you want the displacement of the center of mass after 2 seconds. This is our basic Atwood machine. In our basic Atwood machine, I know from the ground frame, this goes down with an acceleration A, this will go up with an acceleration A. And the value of A is easy to find. It's just m2 minus m1 by m2 plus m1 into g. Plus m1 into g. Put the masses, m2 is 2 kg, that is 1 kg, that's a 2 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 g, that's just a g by 3. That is the acceleration. Now that you know the center of mass is made of this mass and this mass, you know individually each of their accelerations. So the acceleration of the center of mass is what you find. That is m1a1, m2a2, m1 plus m2. Okay. What is m1? m1 is, suppose I've taken m1 as 1 kg. Acceleration of m1 is upwards, g by 3. That's 10 by 3, but it is upwards. So I put minus g by 3 plus m2 is 2 kg into its acceleration is downward. I'm taking downward direction as positive. So it is plus g by 3 whole divided by the total mass is 1 kg plus 2 kg, that is 3. Okay. What do I get? I get 2g by 3 minus g by 3, that will be just g by 3, and there's another 3 here which is g by 9. So the center of mass accelerates down with an acceleration of g by 9. Once I've got that, now it's easy. I want displacement, I know acceleration, I have the time. Initial speed was 0, which means I can use my basic kinematics equation. S is equal to 1/2 AT square, 1/2 A is g by 9, t square, the time is 2 seconds, so 2 square. One of the 2's cancels. I have a g into 2, that's a 10 into 2, 20 divided by 9. Got it? You'll get something around 2.22. Something like this. Was this one of the options? Was this one of the options, students? Tell me, was this one of the options? 2.22 meters, or it could also be given in 20 by 9. Could also be that. All right, I'm assuming this is correct. Let's move to the next one. Acha. This is about finding the moment of inertia. Sir, thoda poll ko close kar dena. They have said moment of inertia of the rod is equal to the moment of inertia of the sphere. Now the rod has a mass of 0.5 kg. This has 4 kg. This is the sphere. I'm assuming this is, I'll call it capital M, that is small m. All of them, both of them are rotating about this axis, but look what is different. The rod is turning about its end point. Rod is turning about its end point, right? Whereas this sphere is basically turning about an axis. It's not turning about its own axis, but by parallel axis theorem, I have to find its moment of inertia there. So firstly, what is the moment of inertia of a rod turning about its end point? So for the rod is ml square by 3, mass is 0.5 kg, the distance, the length is 3, so 3 square divided by 3, one of the 3's cancels, I have 1.5, right? 1.5 kg meter square. That is the moment of inertia of the rod. Next thing, I want the moment of inertia of the sphere. The moment of inertia of the sphere about its natural axis. It's a solid sphere, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's a solid sphere here. I believe that would have been given. The moment of inertia of the sphere would be 2 by 5 mr square. Thing is, I can't use it as it is because I still have to use a parallel axis theorem to shift to this point. So the moment of inertia of the sphere, remember about the axis I am dealing with is 2 by 5 mr square. This r is what I'm trying to find, plus I shift by parallel axis theorem by 3 meters, which means that's going to be that mass m times that distance, I'll just call it L because that's the same value I've used here, ml square. Put 2 by 5 Put the mass is given here as 4 kg. Keep the r square as it is. Don't bother about that. We'll deal with that later. The ml square, m is given as 4 kg. L square, it's the same 3 meters over here. How much I shift parallelly? That's a 3 square in here. We are solving for this. It is given in the question, this moment of inertia happens to be equal to this. So I can just equate this setup over here, 1.5. Thing is, I'll work with 3 by 2 instead of 1.5 is fine. That's equal to 2 by 5, that's an 8 by 5 r square. Plus over here, I have a 9 times of 4. 9 times of 4 comes out to be 36, right? 9 times of 4, 9 times of 4 comes out to be 36. I'm getting a value, student, that's cannot come. Is some value different? Is some value different? Because I get an r square coming out to be negative. I'm getting r square coming out to be negative. Anyone having a different value over here? 4 kg or something, because it can't be possible with these values. But anyway, whatever the values are, the method is still going to be the same. You have to use parallel axis theorem, solve for here. I believe something is off, either over here this is 50 kgs or something, because here you see 1.5, and if I bring this I get a negative. A square term cannot go to negative. Okay, so you solve for this, do with the correct values. We'll have the correct values in the PDF, which by the way, students, would be uploaded in our Telegram channel. So make sure you join that. The links would be down in the description. So join that if you haven't joined it yet. And in the coming days, we'll be having more of these paper discussions, more discussions, and obviously maybe if I get a corrected version, I'll come once again. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I think next we have maths, probability I see here. So we have our maths faculty here, Bharat sir.
Hello sir, hi
hello,
sir.
Hello sir.
Yes,
hello,
sir.
sir.
So
Please.
overall, how is physics paper, sir? Today's physics paper?
Physics paper has been, sir, easy to little towards moderate.
Okay,
but
sir.
it's nowhere like January session. January session was difficult.
Okay.
This time it is not that. It's
Okay.
like gone back to
Even morning paper and this paper are easier
Almost
than
same.
January paper?
It's easier. Both are very easier as compared to January paper. But
sir.
this I will say is from morning slightly above. Still, I'll not call it difficult or even moderate.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Slightly above.
That's
Thank
fine,
you,
sir. Fine,
Over
sir.
to you,
Thank
sir.
you. Yeah. Hi everyone, dear students. How are you? Yeah, right. So we shall have some important questions for mathematics. The mathematics part, you see, we can say a slight drift over January papers. Morning paper is almost on par with January session paper, but slightly easier. And this time, even evening also, we've received around 15 to 17 questions. The questions are not that difficult, but I can say that few questions are definitely lengthy, right? In a nutshell, I can say, friends, the papers are going almost on par with January kind of papers. And at the same time, you can feel in physics and chemistry part slightly lesser difficult. You can say especially 2025 kind of papers you can expect now, right? Fine, coming to these questions. Yeah, so this is a probability based question. A coin is tossed many times where getting head means 10 points, whereas tail is 5 points. If the probability of getting 30 points is m is to n, find m plus n, right? Okay, so you can toss the coin n number of times. You have to get a total of 30 points, where head means 10 points, tail means 5 points. Okay, we shall start with say 6 tails I may get, so that there can be 30 points. So for each tail, probability is 1 by 2 whole power 6, right? There is a chance that 1 head and 4 tails also possible. So in this case 1 by 2 power 5, but this possibility is 5 factorial by 4 factorial into 1 factorial. So you can write it can be 5c one ways. Then there is a chance of 2 heads, which is 20, 2 tails. This is another way to get the score of 30. So this is 1 by 2 power 4 into, you can say 4c2, this is 4c2. The next, if you may get all the 3 heads, in this case 1 by 2 whole cube, that's it. So these are the possible probabilities to get a score of 30. So now let us see, first one is 1 by 64 plus next one 5 by 32, yeah, plus the next one you can say 6 by 16 plus this is going to be 1 by 8. So you just take the LCM be 64, this is 1, this is 10, 4 6 are 24 plus 8, which is 34, 35, 45, 43 by 64 you can say. So this is m is to n, they are relatively prime, you can say the sum is m plus n, he is asking about 107 is going to be the answer. Clear everyone? Clear, got it? So this question is not difficult, not easy, okay, we can say it is a moderate question. Then coming to this question, consider the number S21PQ5304 where PQ are digits, okay. The number of ordered pair PQ says that n is divisible by 9. So you can observe here 21PQ5304, okay, 5 4 anyhow 9, this is 3 plus 2 5 and 6. So P plus Q, if it is 3, the number is divisible by 9. Another possibility, P plus Q must be 3 plus 9 12, that is also possible, but P plus Q 12 plus 9 21 is not possible for 2 digits. Now P plus Q 3 in the sense it can be 0 3, this is 1 2, 2 1 and 3 0. There are 4 such possibilities for this P plus Q is equal to 3. P plus Q is equal to 12, you can go with suppose 9 3. This is 8 4, this is 7 and 5 and 6 6 as well as 5 7 8 4 8 9 3. These are the possibilities. So 7 possibilities here, 7 plus 4 it is going to be 11. There are 11 possibilities for this particular ordered pairs. Clear everyone? The next I can say, yeah, this is statistics question. You got n x1, x2, x3, xn, n entities, n observations where please observe sigma I is equal to 1 to n minus 1 is 48. That means 48 plus let nth item be xn by n. It is the mean is given as 8, which implies 48 plus xn is going to be 8n. This is the first equation. Then the variance is 16 sigma xi square. Actually variance means sigma xi square 496 plus xn square. So sigma xi square by n minus mean square is going to be variance square, which is 16 square, and hence I can say 496 plus xn square is going to be 16 square 256 plus 64. This is going to be, yeah, because sigma xi square by n minus mean square gives this gives 16, right? Variance itself 16, 64, 70, 80 it is. This is going to be 80, 80n. So you need to solve this equation, multiply this with 10, this is 480 plus 10xn is equal to, this is 80n. If you equate these two, you can say here, you see 16 plus xn square minus 10xn is equal to 0. So xn must be, so you can say 8 comma 2. These are the possibilities. But if xn is 2, 50 divided by 8 is not an integer. N denotes a positive integer. So xn is equal to this is not possible. So if xn is 8, it is 56. If it is 7, perfectly okay. So n value is 7. This is the value of n. Clear? a simple question related to statistics. If you are okay with the formulae, you can comfortably do it. Now, so mathematics part questions are definitely comfortable. If be focused and you can comfortably answer. So what I suggest for the students who are preparing for tomorrow's exam, please go through the basic formulae, read the question well and try to understand the question so that you can comfortably do it. So before we answer this question, I invite our math faculty, sir. Yeah. So sir will be discussing the further math questions. And yes sir, please come. Yes sir. So
hi everyone.
yeah. So welcome sir.
Thank you, sir.
So you please continue with the questions, and dear students, will the next after math questions we are having chemistry questions, physics, math questions. Stay tuned to Infinity Learn. Okay, please continue sir.
So my dear students, this particular problem belongs to system of linear equations, right? And we will be solving it. Now if you read this question, what we are given that these three equations have infinitely many number of solutions. So x plus 5y plus 6z equal to 4, 2x plus 2y plus 4z is equal to 1, and x plus y plus az equal to b. This system, denoted as star, is said to have infinitely many number of solutions. So now you can solve it with the method of determinant, that delta 1 equal to delta 2 equal to delta 3 equal to 0, and with delta equal to 0. At the same time, you can also solve the problem with the rank method. I'll be using this this method. So let's say the determinant of all the coefficients 1, 5, 6, 2, 2, 4, 1, 1a, this has to be equal to 0, right? Now either you can proceed to solve this determinant by using the formula, or the best method you can do is observe the properties. We know that the determinant value will be 0 when two rows will be multiple of each other, right? So if you observe here 1, 2, 5, 2, these two rows cannot be multiple of each other. So here in the second and the third row 2, 1, 2, 1. So if it becomes multiple of if the third row becomes multiple of second, or second row becomes multiple of third, then we should have 2a equal to 4, which generates the value a is equal to 2. Also, if you solve the determinant, you are going to get a equal to 2. I hope this method is understood. Again, similarly, we will construct the determinant which will involve b. Now if you look at here, b is in the constant matrix. So let's say 1, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1, 4, 1, b. This is equal to 0. Again, first and the second row are not multiple of each other. But if second and third row becomes multiple of each other, then I can have 1 is equal to 2b, which will generate b equal to half. Also, if you solve this particular determinant, you are again going to get b is equal to half. So now the points a comma b, which is nothing but 2 comma 1 by 2, right? So we will start verifying the options. Let's say x minus 2y equal to 1. So 2 minus 2 into 1 by 2, which is 2 minus 1 equals to 1. So your option A is the correct answer for this particular problem. Okay, so that's it from my side. You guys please keep solving and keep posting your problems. If you have any extra problems, you can put them in the comment section also. Okay, thank you everyone. So now, so I'll introduce the chemistry.
Okay, all of you all, welcome back to the chemistry paper discussion part of our shift 2. So dear students, okay, we are ready with some of more questions which are available, okay, with the students memory based questions. So here he is asking one simple question. You can solve this directly, actually memory based it is, but however I will explain you two styles, one memory based and one is conceptual based. Okay dear students. So he is asking identify the current pair having amino acid A, okay, and hormone B, okay. Then what, which is correct statement? Iodinated, that is iodinated derivative. If you have school level of basics, if you studied in school, the hormone which is having iodine is thyroxine, okay. It is secreted by the gland which is called thyroid gland, which is present in the neck region which you studied in school, correct, which you studied in your school. So obviously answer should be either B or either D should be the answer, because insulin do not have iodines, got it. Insulin do not have iodines, insulin contains sulfur, okay. Then leftover is B and D. Now T and Y represent one letter code for the amino acid. So everybody, you can see thyroxine is actually obtained from tyrosine. Tyrosine will give rise to thyroxine, and the alphabet for thyroxine is Y. Hence answer will be option B. This is school level of explanation. This is intermediate level of explanation. Now I will explain you higher order of explanation. If you see higher order of explanation, okay, this is the structure of, actually this is not required, this is totally waste for you, okay. This is the structure of thyroxine, the hormone. In this hormone you can see this area belongs to thyroxine. Everyone clear? So this is school level explanation, this is our intermediate, and this is a bit advanced level of explanation. Hence the answer will be amino acid alphabet will be thyroxine Y, tyrosine, and the iodinated hormone is thyroxine. Okay dear students, next question comes. He is asking 20 ml of 0.2 molar HCl, HA is titrated with 10 ml of 0.2 molar sodium hydroxide. pH of the resulting solution is, this is very easy question. So everyone can see HA reacting with who? Sodium hydroxide, okay, give rise to salt Na plus A minus plus water. This is the salt, right dear students. At time t is equal to 0, this is 20 into 0.2. What is 20 into 0.2? Molarity is equal to N upon V. Number of moles is equal to molarity into volume. So I am trying to find molarity into volume, and here titrated with 10 ml. So 10 ml into how much it is? 0.2. So dear students, if you think further, so this will be 4 millimole, correct? 4 millimole, and this will be 2 millimole. This will be 2 millimole. So if your basics are good, this will become LR. What is LR? Limiting reagent. So this will finally becomes 0. Then from this 2 millimole, when it reacts, 2 millimole will be left, and here 2 millimole will form, correct? 2 millimole will form here, and volume total volume here will be 20 ml and 10 ml. So it will be 30 ml. Now it became buffer, yes or no? So in the beaker who is left over? weak acid and its salt is left over. So therefore, the question becomes acidic buffer. Acidic buffer. So the formula is pH is equal to pK plus log base 10 concentration of salt, upon weak acid. So pH is equal to pK is 4.76 plus log base 10 concentration of salt. So concentration of salt is 2 upon 30 and this is also 2 upon 30. So this will become 0. So answer will be pH is 4.76. Okay, answer is option C. Got it everyone? Please reply quickly. So this is a buffer question. Okay, limiting reagent type of question it is. Okay students, so here sodium hydroxide is not left. At the end weak acid and salt left, so it became acidic buffer and we got the answer, right? Okay dear students, so our next question. Our next question is very simple. Arrange the following complex in increasing order of crystal stabilization energy. So remember, crystal field stabilization energy is directly proportional to charge on metal ion. Please make a note. It is directly proportional to charge on metal ion. It is directly proportional to strength of ligand. It is directly proportional to strength of the ligand. Crystal field stabilization energy is also directly proportional to principal quantum number. Principal quantum number. So in this two you can see in A and B, this is +2 and this is +3. Therefore in A and B, B will be greater than A for sure. Everyone agree? In A and B, if you apply this point, charge on metal ion, crystal field stabilization energy is proportional to charge on metal ion and strength of the ligand. These two will help you to solve now the problem. So B greater than A. So in all the options you can see B is greater than A means D wrong and A wrong. Now coming to C, where it will come. So En and water. So if you see the strength, we know that ethylene diamine is more stronger than water. So hence it should come before. So C should be greater than B. So answer is option second one. Okay. So remember, you have to solve. If you know concept, you can solve any problem, and such problem has also come in shift 1. Shift 1 also such model has come. So please better remember this one, those who are going to write further shifts, rather remembering this one. Next, molarity of sulfuric acid is 4.9 molar. If density of the solution is 1.4 gram per ml, then the molality and mole fraction he is asking. So everyone, first I will write the target. Here I will write. What is the target? Everyone tell me. What is the target? Everyone tell me. The target is molality is equal to number of moles upon weight of solvent. Everyone correct? In kg. And mole fraction of solute. Who is the solute here, my dear? Who is the solute, my dear? Solute is sulfuric acid. So mole fraction of sulfuric acid is equal to mole fraction of sulfuric acid, moles of sulfuric acid by moles of sulfuric acid plus moles of water. So this is the target of us, everyone. This is the target. Now to fulfill the target, let's come to the solving of the question. One second. Okay. So now, so obviously, so molarity is equal to 4.9. That means 4.9 moles of sulfuric acid in 1 liter solution, correct? So from this basic fundamental idea, we understood that here the answer is 4.9 moles. Now we have to find weight of the solvent in kg. All of you, I am taking help of calculator so that we can solve the problem a bit fast. Okay, next. So density is given. So density is equal to mass upon volume. So density is 1.4. So 1.4 is equal to mass upon volume is 1000 ml. Why 1000 ml? 1 liter means it will be 1000 ml. So mass is equal to 1400 grams. Everyone got it? 1400 grams. So this is first point, this is second point. Now coming to the third point, we know that solute plus solvent is solution, correct? Solute plus solvent is equal to solution, correct? So solution is 1400 grams. Now how much is the solute? 4.9 moles. So everybody know number of moles is equal to weight by gram molecular weight 98. So 4.9 is equal to weight by 98. That means weight of sulfuric acid is 98 into 4.9. So 98 into 4.9, 480.2. So solute is 480.2 plus solvent. So solvent will be how much, my dear? Solvent will be, so from this you have to minus 1400, correct? So 919.8 grams, correct? So what is the weight of the solvent? Everyone tell me. In kg it will be 0.919 kg. Correct everyone? Please give me thumbs up. So from here molality will come very easily. So what is the molality here? 4.9 divided by 0.919. Answer will be here 5.33. So here molality is equal to 5.33. So that means answer cannot be C, answer cannot be D. Then for this how to solve? This one I will take here. So mole fraction of the solute is equal to moles of sulfuric acid is 4.9 by 4.9 plus what is the moles of water? Weight by gram molecular weight. Weight by gram molecular weight is 18. Now if you solve this, you will get, I think answer you will get 0.088. Okay dear students, everyone reply quick reply, got it? So first you have to know the meaning. Moles came here, from here you got density, here you got solute, you substituted, you got the corresponding answer. Okay, right. Next, this question was a bit lengthy, it needs time to solve and good calculation skills, then only you can proceed further. Next, statement based question. Okay, so here it is negative charge, this is positive charge here and this is negative charge here. So negative charge is stabilized by minus M effect. Yes, obviously we know that minus M or minus I is directly proportional to stability of carbanions. This statement is correct. Then positive charge, obviously it needs plus M type of groups. So positive charge is stabilized by plus M effect of the methoxy group. Correct. This statement is also correct. So both the statements are absolutely right. Okay, good. Right. Two solutions, okay, molecule containing a protein are prepared separately, A and B, and both you are mixing. Here everybody can see, dear students, temperature is not given, so here we can take temperature as 300 common for both. Okay, so now dear students, what is the question? He is asking, when the two solutions are mixed at 300 Kelvin, find the total osmotic pressure, right? Very easy question. So 1 minute, pi is equal to weight by gram molecular weight into RT upon volume. So weight is how much? 1 gram and 2 gram. 1 gram plus 2 gram, 3 gram. What is the molecular weight? 50,000. R given 0.08. Temperature not given, so room temperature we can take 300 Kelvin. upon how much volume? 1.5 liter. Now dear students, here you can see this unit is in ATM. Everybody can see this is in ATM, but here the options are given in torr. Everybody please give me thumbs up if you understood. Got it? Here the R value is in ATM and surfers are also solving in ATM, but options are given in torr. So once you solve this, you can convert it into torr. So if I take calculator, because I am sorry, I am taking calculator, 3 divided by 50,000 into 0.08 right, into 0.08 into 300 divided by 1.5. So answer is coming 0.00096 in ATM. So we know that 1 ATM is 760 torr. So now if you solve this, you will get the answer option C. Okay dear students, got it? Okay. Okay. Now moving ahead to our next question. So these questions are a bit calculative. So what I observed is the problem faced by this particular paper is most of the questions are easy, but calculation lot of time is taking. You have to invest good amount of time. Next, this question. Okay, NaNO2 HCl. Okay, NaNO2 HCl. 1 minute. NaNO2 HCl. Okay. So this will become diazonium salt. Okay. This is bromide and this is methyl. Silver nitrate. Sir, I am interested in Sri Chaitanya, but I want to join offline. So do you teach offline, sir? Actually, most of the time I teach online, but the thing is, if you want to join offline, you can join Sri Chaitanya Academies. But I myself, Dr. Sarfaraz, will be teaching online mostly. Offline, we have Sri Chaitanya Academies. You can join. So if you drop your phone number here, okay, so our team will get connected to you. Okay, dear students. So here you can see silver nitrate. So here you can see, dear students, that this bromine can't come out. Yes or no? This bromine can't come out. Why? Because it is busy in resonance. Am I right, everyone? This bromine is busy in resonance, it will not come out. So this chlorine is free. Everybody can see this is very free. So hence PPT. Okay. This PPT is how much? You will get AgCl. So everybody can see the reaction is occurring in 1:1 ratio. 1:1:1:1 ratio is going. So this weight of this will be 143.5, which is considered as 1 mole. So here in this question data is not complete. This question something is missing here, something is pending here, which I also don't know. So, but however I have solved the problem, so based upon the memory of the student I have solved it. Again this question came. Okay. So, okay. 9. If the rate constant double, rate constant K double, when temperature is increased from 300, that is T1, to 310, that is T2. Find activation energy EA naught in kilojoules. Please be here careful. Generally we get answer in joules. Here only students will do mistake, but is asking in kilojoules. So whatever answer will come, you have to divide by 1000. So log base 10 K2 upon K1 is equal to 2.303, sorry, EA upon 203 R into 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. This is the basic and fundamental equation. Got it, dear students? Okay. So now we will do it. So for the different equations, okay, log K2 upon K1. Okay. So now tell me what is he doing? So imagine this is log base 10. So this is like, take some number. So let us say this is 50 and let us take this is 100. Agree everyone? Because double no, 50, 100, just some fake numbers I am taking. Then, right? Or you can take K1, 2K1. So this is equal to EA upon 2.303, R is 8.31, sorry, 8.3 you can take, into 1 upon 300 minus 1 upon 310. So once you solve EA, the answer will come in joules. Then this one you have to divide it by 1000. Then the answer of activation energy will come in kilojoules per mole. Okay? Got it? Please check this everyone. Right? So now this is actually based upon Arrhenius equation. Right? Log K2 upon K1. Now dear students, we are about to end. After this we will have some other class. Right. Now dear students, this is already repeated question. Number of species among the given are paramagnetic. So everybody can see copper plus 2. Sorry. So this has D10 configuration, okay, and these have fulfilled configuration. So hence left over copper plus 1, copper plus 2. Copper plus 2 means D9 configuration. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and this 5. 5 will be paramagnetic species. Okay, 53.5, 1 second. So I have not solved it, so someone has solved it. So 50, how much? 53, okay. I am copying from you 53.5 kilojoules per mole, okay, because I have not solved it now. So, right. Next, okay, chemistry, our chemistry problems are completed, okay. So our physics sir is coming, our next. Chalo, please sir.
Hello, sir.
Right.
Hello, all.
Want to go?
Yes, sir. Physics. Yours, sir. Your physics. Next question.
You want to go? क्या पढ़ाते हैं?